Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Evan, and I am a dumb dad.
Hey, everybody. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
Hey, dummy.
Hey, dummy. Cheers.
Hold on. Cheers me. Clink.
Guys, today on the podcast, we are later going to sit down and interview the guys from the One Star Recruits podcast, DK, Rip, and Nas.
They're family.
Their family.
They're family.
I thought you were saying we interviewed their family. I was like, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't interview their family.
They are.
They
their
are
own
a
little
family. Yeah, they're on our network. So we did a little chat.
They're in the Bleed family, and we had a great chat with them. They are a sports podcast, but Rip reached out to us because he is a father himself, and we were on their podcast. They were on ours, so definitely check them out, and we will check out that interview later. But first, what are we drinking?
We are drinking what is called ranch water. And it
doesn't say that on my bottle.
It doesn't say that on the bottle, but that's because we made it. So it's not going to say it. I could have written it on there for you, which probably would have helped. But it's Topo Chico water, like sparkling water. Now, normally what you do is you take Topo Chico water, you drink 2 ounces out of it, you squeeze in some lime, and then you pour in 2 ounces of your favorite tequila.
This is quite a deviation from our normal beer
tequila.
routine.
Yeah, exactly. A big deviation. But what I found is Topo Chico makes lime flavored, twist of lime flavored. I wonder if they probably did this on purpose. They're smart. And so really we just drank 2 ounces out of it and poured some tequila in and see what it tastes like. But it's refreshing.
It's refreshing. I mean, we're at the tail end of summer.
We are, which didn't feel like it this week. It felt like we were in the burning center of it all.
That was very hot. How is school going?
School's going pretty well, buddy. I mean, I really thought it was going to be like some what's the right word? Not backlash.
We're in week 3.
Regression. Yeah, some regression to like, oh, this is my life now.
Yeah.
But every day, and Emmett's like,
this is my life.
Can we go? Can we go?
Yeah.
Can we leave now? Yeah.
Okay.
He's excited. I ask him every day, was it great? He was telling me yesterday in the car, the first week every day was like the best day of my life. And now it's like, this is really fun. And I was like, oh, that's okay. Is it just because of the excitement? He's like, yeah, but I've made all these friends. He wasn't saying like, it's worse now or I don't like it now. He was just saying, it's different because I'm getting used to it. But man, I really like my friends and I really like my teacher and stuff. So, pretty good.
Your wife was saying on the Dumb Dad Club Facebook group, shout out to us. But she was saying that that
didn't taste very good. It tasted that didn't. I need to rinse my mouth. That was some ranch water.
But she was saying that he's been enjoying waking up early. That's been hitting hard.
Yeah, doesn't really love waking up early because then it's like, well, I want to watch a show, and he's sitting in there in his underpants.
So you have to wake him.
Yeah, pretty much. This morning Last night he really wanted to play a game with me. Mm-hmm. It's all about motivation. Last night he really wanted to play a game. We didn't get to the game. He went to bed. He's crying. He was so upset. It was like a board game that I ordered. We didn't get to play, which is it's a confusing game. It just looks cool, and so he really wants to play. But so I told him, well, I'll read the rest of the directions tonight, and if you wake up before me, you can come get me. I mean, it's 6:15 in the morning. He's like tapping on me. Dad, can we go in the living room? Can we go in the living room now? I'm like, yeah, we can. Yeah, yes. What? Hello? What's going on?
Yeah.
So we go out there and he's like, can we play the game right now? And I was like, well, let's focus on eating and getting dressed. And then if we can, which we didn't have time for, it was like a big rule. It's like a whole new board game.
Yeah.
The first time you play through it.
It's so slow.
It's so slow. And it's like, it even says like, this is for kids 9 years and older. And, it's like a whole... It's like a whole thing. It's a dice rolling game that I ordered.
We need an update on that when you guys unbox
it. We did play today. I told him this morning we'll play after school. So I read up on it. I will plug it really quick because I think it's a cool game. I'm not okay. So I love board games, but I know you and another friend of ours that you guys are into these games that are like expandable games, multiple dice games. I never played too much stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. You had friends.
I found the right one that fits right in the middle. It's a golf game that this guy. Our friend sent us. He sent it to me and was like, "Hey, you might think this is cool." This guy created the game and did a Kickstarter for it. Yeah. So it's sort of like a golf game that it comes with all the pieces and you constantly are making the new hole. When it's your turn, like you design the hole, and then like a 15-sided die or something like that is the driver, and then like the 6-iron is like a 6-sided die, and then a wedge is like the 4, and then a 4-sided die like the triangle or whatever is like the putter. So it all kind of matters that way. But it's all kind of confusing. Not confusing in a bad way, but just you got to read all the rules and understand the directions of how to play this specific game.
How in God's name did he do?
He beat me. Because he beats me in everything. He beats me in everything.
You're horrible at games.
I'm the worst at games. I'm worse than a 5-year-old. But really, it's like it's an interesting game. The artwork is really great. It's called Roll in One.
Okay.
The artwork is amazing.
Not sponsored.
Not
Everyone
sponsored.
not
But not
sponsored.
Yet. But anyway, I really like the game. Maybe we'll put a story or something on our Instagram just to kind of show that the artwork's really cool. So it was fun. It's a fun little game to play. It says like anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. It's not that long of a thing. But it's really fun. But yeah, he was all up in arms that we didn't get to play it last night. I'm like, this is going to take so long. I have to like read as we're playing, It's not learn Uno in 10 minutes and have you roast me at that for half an hour.
Yeah. He destroys you at that.
Yeah. But other than that, little one is still potty training. But this week went much better than I thought I was going. Last week I got pooped on.
Yeah, you did.
And this week it's pretty much been, Mom, Daddy, I need to go pee-pee in the potty. It's like, okay, go ahead. And now that's transitioned into she's just going in there. Side note, though, like we haven't had an accident, a potty accident in like 3 days. Like she's just been doing it now. She's excited about it.
She's got both down?
No.
That's
the side note. Number 2 is she hasn't pooped in 2 days.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we are putting her in diapers when I put her down for nap.
And then go back in 5 minutes later.
And then go back in 5 minutes later and like with my waders on. But I've been putting her in a diaper for nap time, and we put her in a diaper for
you look like those guys
bedtime.
From the, Ocean Spray with the cranberries.
Just
wading
waders,
through.
Yeah. And and so, but she hasn't pooped in a diaper in 2 days. Like her opportunity is like when she goes down for nap or right when she wakes up for nap or something. But she has not pooped in 2 days.
It's gonna be so bad.
I know it's gonna be so. She's already one day when she was learning last week. She pooped so much in the diaper, and then when I was sitting around the diaper, but one of the days she was like, she was like freaking out because she pooped in her underwear, but it was one of those like she hadn't pooped in a while, and we just like we just threw them immediately in the outside trash. Not even worth like
scrape and bake.
Oh no, not even close, man.
Gross.
It's like not even close. Like I'm not even gonna pretend to think about cleaning these. They come in 5 packs, for God's sakes. You just throw them in the garbage.
That's not why they come in 5 packs.
I know, but it's an underlying good reason. They should come in more packs than that.
Yeah,
so it's going well. I'm worried with whoever. Hopefully it's the diaper, because it seems like now she really doesn't like going. It's like I have to go pee-pee. She tells us multiple times a day. This no more diapers, I don't care what I go through method works. If you're
not going to buy any more diapers, are you going to commit to that on this show?
I don't know how many we have left. So I don't know how long the sleeping in them is going to have to go on. So we might have to get another box. We
just opened a box and we're
close.
like,
you just opened a box of diapers and you're like, it's so close, man. It's so
close.
No,
but we already owned it. And we opened a new box, and we're like...
Yeah, hopefully it's the last box ever.
I don't think it's going to be the last box.
But you can feel how close it is. Really, now it's a race. Like, your little boy was coming along much faster than my little girl. But in the last, week, I would say it could be a tight race. Because he recognizes he has to go poop, and so he's begging you for a diaper. And he has pooped in the toilet, yes?
He pooped yesterday in the toilet.
Yeah, my daughter will not poop in the toilet. But it's really who has the most desire to just stop doing it anywhere else other than the toilet. It's a tight race.
Here's my worry. Sorry for the listeners. This is graphic, but
hey,
worry.
Listen, everybody poops. Okay? Everybody poops.
Well, here's my worry. It's like your daughter's waiting so long. She's gonna have a brick to put in there. So if she decides to go for it in the toilet with that thing, she's gonna get the little water droplet finger flick in her butthole where that water perfectly comes back up, and then she'll never go to the bathroom on the toilet again. She'll never go to the bathroom
on the toilet. Yeah. We're in for a major setback.
It's the devil's kiss is what that thing is.
It's hard to explain to a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Okay, what you've experienced is the devil's kiss. What's the devil? Fantastic follow-up. Nobody kissed you. I changed my mind.
Never mind.
No,
Stop it.
there's not a face in the toilet.
Would you like a diaper?
There's not a face in the toilet. Yeah, diapers forever. Got it. My bad. We poop outside now.
Pray for me.
Yeah.
So, but hey, it's a tight race, and I just feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're gonna go out of the end of that tunnel and never have to do a diaper again. I can see the light. But it's, I haven't seen light in so long. I can't tell how far away it is.
Because all the poop
There's
is
a
away.
light because of all the poop that I'm wading through.
Well, that's great.
And my cranberry waders.
And
But
cranberry waders.
hey, man, I'm telling you, it's close. I can feel it.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me.
I'm excited for us. I'm excited for us.
It's gonna be great. That's my update on my son. Pooped in the toilet. So, but I mean,
It's a celebration.
It was refused to do it all day.
Yep.
Refused to do it all day. Went down for a nap. Blew that opportunity. Could have gone there.
Yeah.
He goes to nap in diapers.
Yeah.
Blew that opportunity. Didn't go. Must have forgotten, or it just went back in his body wherever it goes. Science doesn't know the answer to that one.
He's sweating it out.
What? And he woke up, and then he was out of his nap, and then all of a sudden he just gave me a look in his underpants, and I just said, no. And
He gave you the look like, I'm about to get glossy-eyed and disappear for a second.
Yeah, shoulders went up to the ears, and then I just went, we're going to the bathroom, and just like pulled his underwear down, and he was like, and he didn't have time to think, and he didn't
have time to say no because he
was
like,
booked it to
I'm
the bathroom.
defecating. I'm defecating.
He didn't yet, and he booked it to the bathroom.
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
he got
his
on
body
that saddle, and he did a great job. He rode that horse to victory
all the way to Poo Town.
But that's good. My daughter's doing good in school. My 5-year-old.
Yeah,
and
not overwhelming yet.
I'm just not
for
sure
her.
I'm a fan
for
of
her.
I just don't think I'm a fan of the teacher.
Whoopsies.
I'm sure she's fine. I can't wait till we get to sit
Well,
down.
not if you're not a fan of her.
I want some clarity in this whole understandably COVID situation with not being able to like communicate properly.
Mm-hmm. With the teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you drop your kid off, you wave from like 50 yards away from the front gate because it's two people checking him in like your code, and then they go to their class area. I mean, it's like
she also like talks to me like we work together, and I guess we do. And the child is our job, and
you bring the client into the major meeting room, but you're not allowed to go in there.
But she said to my wife the other day,
I'm a people person.
She was like, she's having a lot of trouble paying attention sometimes. And I was like, man, really? 5-year-old. Okay, that's 5-year-old that doesn't pay attention. All right. This is news to me.
So how is that different than the other kids?
And then as she was talking, other parents were coming, and my wife just went, Lucy, come on, Lucy, right here. And then the teacher went, see? And my wife was like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
A little bit of attitude.
A little bit. I mean, she's just wrecked. At the end of the day, she's just tapped out. So I feel for her in that way.
Yeah. What does she have all this like built up frustration and stuff from like some sort of global pandemic or something?
It's week 2.
Yeah.
For a 5-year-old.
For a 5-year-old
school.
who hasn't ever been to school before.
Yeah, she went to preschool.
Well, not in this. Yeah,
she
not
went
in this.
Preschool. It was way more. Was way less educational.
That's what I mean. Not
they were
like
just speaking straight Spanish. So to her, I'm sure she was doing a great job for that. Like she's not paying attention. If they said that to me, I'd have been like, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah, it's distracting.
I wouldn't know I wasn't paying attention because I didn't know what was happening.
You're not a cartoon.
Yeah.
So,
she loves cartoons. That's what she wants. But other than that, it's going fine. It's going good.
Yeah.
She's really liking school. She's made a good friend.
That's good.
She's in charge of she's the what is it called?
She's the janitor.
Trash
garbage
monitor. And I think it's
what was her first job?
I think I said garbage monitor, and she was like, "What's a garbage monitor?" I was like, "Didn't you just say that?" She's like, "I'm the trash monitor." I was like, "Okay." She's super excited
Maybe
about the job.
If you're paying attention, you would have heard her say trash or garbage.
Here's the thing, though. She's like, "You're the trash monitor." She's like, "Excuse me, I'm a trash collector," because I've seen that job when you get older. It's boss.
Where's my truck?
Have you already? Is this career day? 'Cause sign me up.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm about to flip some bins. So she's pretty pumped about that. She's not wrong.
That's great.
Every kid should be excited about that.
Yeah. My son's he's a teacher's helper.
Okay.
I was like, what is it? Because I was figuring like, yeah, aren't you all? What? Because he's like, we have jobs. He said it like, we have jobs. You're not going to believe this. We have jobs. And I was like, what's your job? He goes, I'm the teacher's helper. I go, okay, well, what does that even mean? He goes, whatever the teacher needs, I'm helping her. He's all this confidence. I go, give me an example of what you did. He goes, passed out papers. It's like he and one of his friends. She's the teacher helper too. And I was like, are you all teacher helpers? He goes, no. Some kids are like, same thing, like trash monitor. Some kids are like cleanup crew. Some kids, whatever. I'm the teacher's helper. And I was like, well, that's pretty good. And he was like, I pass out papers. I collect the like, I think when it's like turning your homework, he's one that go around and he collects all the papers. I was like, that's a pretty important job. Yeah. She must trust you.
I wonder if he's a rat. He's like,
he's the rat.
Brat didn't do his homework.
He's the.
Right I'm asking for it. He didn't have it. Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Him right here. No homework.
Him right here. He did.
Him right here.
He is so far. I mean, I'm sure all the kids do this when it's like reporting for the day. But he's like, this kid was talking today, and he got in trouble. And when
every kid
she said,
that.
yeah,
it's
but
he
was like, he had to sit in the thinking carpet twice. And then he's gonna get a note, and then the teacher said she's gonna have to tell his grandpa when he comes to pick him up, and she might even call his mom and dad. It's like, can you believe? And of course, I'm not gonna say the name now, but he's like, this is the kid's. He knows the kid's name, where he sits.
Imagine a life with no drama.
I know.
This is what you have to report to me.
I know. Sounds like pure bliss. And but he's so he's the teacher's helper, but he's being groomed, being the schoolroom mole, and penetrate himself. Day one, he's like, I really like spies, and she's like, you want to be a spy? You could be the classroom spy.
Get all the paperwork, spy boy.
Get all the paperwork. Tell me what they whisper to you when they hand it to you.
What do they say about me? I want to know everything.
I want to know everything. You get an extra stamp at the end of the day if you tell me.
Spies always like stamps for mailing letters.
That's right.
Secret
Eventually
letters.
you transition into collecting passports, but you start small.
You'll get there.
You'll get there.
Well, that's good.
So,
and good luck to him.
And
my daughter.
Let's
see what happens next week.
I'm waiting for the turn. It feels like I can't believe we made it all the way to week 3, and it's still kind of exciting and new and fun, and a new friend I made. When is that?
He's got to get in trouble.
Maybe he's got to get in trouble.
Big trouble, and then he's going to hate school.
Well, he didn't like it the first day when he went into the girls' bathroom. He didn't like that. Well, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think I'm waiting for the first month is like review.
Yeah.
So we'll see when the turn happens, and it's like you're really laying down some knowledge on these kids. If they buckle under the pressure,
they go for it.
It was funny. Our teacher, the way she was explaining math, we had the back to school night with your teacher on a Zoom meeting, and she was telling us about math. They're not going to have math homework, and what they don't really teach kids on math anymore. They don't teach the memorization of math. You teach the how can you solve this problem of math.
Uh-huh.
So she was kind of encouraging, if you want to do some math with your kids at home, that's totally great. Please do the math we're teaching in school. Because if you sit down and you teach all these kids how you learned math, you're going to get them confused.
Because math changes, guys.
Math changes. Like not the result. The answers don't change. But how you got to the answer rather than memorizing the table. We had to memorize the table. Wrong. It's not how you do it. Because then you can't remember the answer.
Right.
They want to teach the kids how to figure out the answer. I think I would be able to think about 2 things at once if somebody taught me that when I was 6.
I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to explore that conversation.
When the test comes home, and I'm like, what the hell? Where's all the numbers?
Where's the dots? That's what I used to do. Dots.
Where's the dots?
When I did math, I would do mental math. I would do all my multiplication, everything in my head, and I'd just tap the page.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher would just circle that and go, show the work, and I was like,
I did. Look at all the taps.
Figure it out, Professor Xavier. Get in my brain.
It's code.
Yeah.
It's math code. The answer's right there. The answer's right in front of you.
The dots are zeros. The dashes are 1. How do you get to 3? I have no idea.
Because you told me it was 3. And I remembered it. So, how about that?
I'm not fit to teach my child.
Which is why there are teachers.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're
And we
thankful
love
for
them.
them.
And
Even if they
we're thankful for them.
give me attitude. I'm just kidding. I'll report back when I talk to her.
I can't wait to hear more about more interactions with her teacher.
I will.
This is gonna be
update.
it's gonna be some pretty spicy.
To week 3.
To week 3. Cheers to week 3.
With that, let's move on to our interview with the One Star Recruits podcast.
Booyah. Okay, so it's time for us to take a quick time out and talk to these dudes over here. We have special guests on the podcast today. We did a segment on their podcast, and it was a really fun chat. So we figured, you know what? Let's just keep it going. Please welcome One Star Podcast. No, what is it? One Star Recruit. Sorry.
It's good that you're good. Let's not even edit this because it is so common. It is. We have a lot of guests. People, and we ask our guests because we're a guest pod at the end to do a sign off. Right? That's what we do. Can you do a sign off? You know?
Yeah.
And I know it drives Nas nuts. I don't think anybody's nailed it, but I think Amani Toomer, who played for the Giants, it took him like 16 times to say One Star Recruits with an S. And we got back. We're like, did we mess up on naming our whole thing?
No.
You know
I messed up on saying. I'm thinking like I said One Star Podcast.
The younger guys, the
Just
college
1 star
guys,
in Apple, everybody.
1 star. You get pissed when you get a good review.
all the college guys, they say it properly. It's the older guys that their memory's gone and they can't remember anymore.
One Star
But
Recruits.
the young kids, they get it down right.
Concussion protocol
Yeah,
guys.
Concussion
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they struggle, but yeah, One Star Recruits with a podcast. A gentleman is the name, and thank you, bros. And it's so much fun having you guys on our show. I love this. I love the collabs.
Yeah,
It was a
so
fun chat. So hold on. We got DK, Nas, and Rip, but only one of you has kids, correct? Rip, that's you. So tell us, what are their ages?
So I have 2 boys, 3 and 5. I've been taking your advice with my 5-year-old starting kindergarten next week. So I've been listening to all your pods and ready to rock.
So have you been working from home? Do you work, or what's your situation?
Yes, I have a full-time job. I work in advertising, and
Okay.
DK and I actually been friends for about 30 years, and we started this pod as a way to kind of connect every week during the pandemic because we actually lived about 30 minutes from each other, but we weren't seeing each other often.
Yeah.
So we said, hey, we'll set up your garage as a studio, and he had it down there in Costa Mesa, and we just started doing this thing every week, and we've been doing it for a year, so it's been great.
That's fantastic. But DK, you live in Maui now, right? That's what you said?
Now I know. Yeah. I was in Costa Mesa, so Rip's in Long Beach. So I had this dope little studio. We were doing it. We're like, shit, let's do a studio. And he would come every week and we would get food. He would bring different food. What do we have? Rip, we found Vietnamese coffee and hot chicken. Found all these fun foods we didn't even know about. And
for me, it was like my time away from the kids, like that hour or two, like you guys always talk about. It's so
having a
important.
break.
Yep, exactly.
He was so happy to come over. He was so happy, like the happiest face coming into my garage to record. But yeah, we started doing it and it was so fun. And yeah, we're on to a year and a half of this. We picked up Nas about 6 months in, who's he helps so much in our whole show in general. But Nas we picked up because he brings interesting perspectives that Rip and I never think about. So I am a no-kidder. This is DK. I do not have any kids. They're in my future, although sometimes I think twice after watching your guys' shit and hearing about and Nas as well. But yeah, then we picked up Nas and we've been doing this now for about a year and a half.
That's great.
Oh, sweet. Nas, I had a question. If you wanted to talk about it, you were mentioning on your other podcast that you kind of raised your brother. Did I get that right?
Yep. Yeah.
So what's the age difference there?
9 years apart.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years older. Yep.
And what age did you start raising him? When he was how old?
He was 5. I was 14.
5 and 14. Wow. How much did you feel that like in your like you're going to school and doing all these things, raising your brother? Yes. So how does your friends respond to that at that age?
I think it was from a culture perspective. I'm the oldest son, so everything kind of falls on you if you're like the eldest male.
Okay.
I don't think I saw it as like a burden or a challenge. It was just kind of like these are the cards, and so you gotta create the best hand with that. but I also like I'm a pretty private person, and like when you're at 14, how do you explain to your friends like this is like what I'm doing now, or like
Yeah.
that I've had this loss in my family. So like none
Yeah,
of my friends really even knew for the longest time. It was just something that you kept internal.
for
I
sure.
don't know if that's the right or wrong way to go about it. A therapist probably tell you that it's a terrible way to go about it. But it like I am where I am now, and like I feel pretty good about my life and where I'm at. So there were challenges along the way. Like I would be the one that, as my brother got older, uh, if like my mom was like, hey, like you got to discipline him, I'd be like, all right, you're grounded, and like here's why. But like I had to like work through all that stuff, and like he was really understanding of it too.
Yeah.
And there was never any like lash outs. Like probably very, very lucky. I don't think that would work in a traditional sense whatsoever.
Mhm.
But it probably also helped with like the development of our relationship. Like I taught him how to read. I taught him like all of his homework and stuff. So yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Because hats off to you. Because I'm a fully formed adult and I'm barely doing it with my kids. So
I know, that's what
I
I'm
don't know
thinking.
how a
Like
14-year-old's pulling that off.
he's like learning as he's teaching at the
Got
same
a
time.
rookie of the year
That's
situation.
incredible.
It's also
No,
why
but
Nas is great for our podcast. It's he's will sit down and tell you here's why. Really think through things. And I think it's even into your personality too, Nas. And to this day, some of that stuff of walking through things in a way that kind of makes sense. I'm out here seeing crazy stuff, and I want to do all this crazy stuff all the time, even on the pod. And it's good to have a voice of reason, if you will, and slow things down a little bit.
well,
For
I'm
sure.
like a big stats guy, and so that's why I asked on our pod. I asked you
Mhm.
guys, well, what makes it worth it? And I think that because there are so many studies out there, and again, I'm someone that doesn't have a parent, a child,
Mhm.
and there's like the happiness gap, and there's studies that show like the USA has the largest gap between happiness between people that have between parents and non-parents. And I
Mm.
look at that and I'm like, why the hell would you decide to do that? And that's why I asked you guys that question.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
that's really interesting. I did not know that stat. I mean, I can see that is the case, but I also think I think it's a choice as to how you perceive what you're doing as parents. I mean, I think that's part of the thing that we go through a lot. The things we talk about on our podcast a lot, which we'll get into here in a second, is like we talk about dumb dad moments or like stupid things that we do, because parenting is really hard. It's really, really hard. And I think that's where people focus on how hard it is, and it's easy to get down on yourself for those kinds of things, or to just feel like your kids are too much, or they're controlling all these situations, and
Yeah.
and it's easy to get down on those situations. So you have to choose. We choose to find the funny side of those things after the fact. Maybe not so easy in the moment all the time.
And
We're getting
I
better at it now to recognize jokes as they come. I mean,
Mhm.
as comedians, I know Kevin and I still, no matter how bad something is, you're still kind of thinking like, well, I'm going to put this one in the bank for later because it's not funny now, but this will be funny in a little while.
It's healthy, even just without kids too. This is DK, no kids once again, but just in my relationship with wifey. Um, Man, there's so many moments where I got to get out quicker and using humor, not to her in that moment, but when I'm outside thinking about what I just said that was stupid or whatever.
Yeah.
Finding a little funny in it is the best advice I've heard in a while, gentlemen. It's so smart.
Well, thank you. And with that, let's get into
Let's get into it.
what we call our dumb dad moments.
So I think this applies to all three of you in a really fun way. So maybe DK, you can tell us something, if you remember from your childhood, something stupid that your dad did. Maybe Nas, you can tell us something stupid that you remember doing because you're trying to be a dad at 14, 15, 16. Is there
Yeah.
something you did that like put you in a situation like, man, I should not have done that? And Rip, I mean, Rip, I'm sure you got a pretty good list. You got a couple of boys at home.
I watched Rip just break out his list for everybody listening. Is it not on YouTube? It just broke out a list like Santa Claus of shit. I'll let the non kids go while you guys get your list ready.
Yeah.
For me, for my pops, well, it was two things, and I don't know bad or good, and we'll, I guess, up for discussion on what type of human I am. One, he made a decision to put at an early age to put bars on our windows at the house.
Okay.
Okay. Like not a huge decision. For some reason, just made me feel more unsafe at the concept of that and him having to explain why, in combination with going over to my friend Matt Mathias's house. Rest in peace. and he had TV. I didn't have all the channels. He had all the channels. Then I watched America's Most Wanted, and then I had the bars on my windows, and it didn't work, man. In fact, I slept in my parents' room for like 3.5 years on the floor with that killer combination. So I'm gonna give that one to Pops. I probably need to talk about that one in therapy a little bit more.
That is
that
such
combo.
a good. That's so good.
And he grew up in a nice neighborhood, like Tempe, Arizona, man. It's not like Compton or anything.
We didn't need bars on the windows, man. We didn't need bars on the windows.
That's so good.
That's fantastic.
I think one neighbor, like 4 houses down the road, got their car broken into, and that was it.
One of those situations. I gotcha.
And it was they locked their keys in the car, and they just had to smash the window to get them. They did. It's probably their own car.
Yeah.
No,
That's incredible.
Okay, what about you, Naz?
I think the one that I can think of for me. So I made sure that my brother did all the things that I didn't do. Like the things that I didn't learn. We talked about this on a previous episode for us, and I talked about how I don't know how to swim. I took lessons when I was a kid. I almost drowned, and I just never got over that. And even though I went back as an adult, like I just never learned how to swim. So I made sure my brother learned how to swim and all that stuff. And then as he was getting older and getting into activities, like I put him in sports. And I remember I really enjoyed fencing. And so while I got my brother into all these other things like basketball and other sports, I once took him to like this fencing academy to be like, hey, do you want to check this out? And I remember by the end of it, like I was sold. I was like, this sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And the instructor called me out. I was like, do you want to learn fencing or do you want to have him learn fencing? I was like, oh shit. Yeah, probably projecting a little bit. So that I guess would be mine. Because my brother did not grow up to be a fencer whatsoever. And neither did I.
Oh, you didn't take any classes?
I did not.
You need to treat yourself.
But that moment's probably gone, but I would say that was probably mine, and just remembering like, what are you doing this for? Who are you doing this for? Well, because like that was probably good practice, right? Because I'm sure that there are parents even now that end up doing that with their kids, and then it turns out horribly. So good lesson to learn.
100%.
For real.
That's really good.
All right, Rip. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, so I'm just going to use the one that actually happened recently, because I mentioned I have a 3 and 5-year-old boys, and the younger one just turned 3. He's been in swim lessons for like a year, and he's almost potty trained. He's about 80% potty trained. So you guys probably know, if your kids are taking swim lessons, there's a thing where if a kid poops in the pool, they have to shut the entire facility down. It's a big thing. It probably costs $1,000. So we were using their requirement there is they have to have a swim diaper under their like really tight swimsuit. So if they poop, no poop gets out, right? So like we were buying these swim diapers off Amazon, these just like Huggies or whatever, $15 a pop, and he would go through them in like a month. And so I'm like, the other day I saw some reusable ones, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna save the environment. I'm gonna get these reusable swim diapers. And I don't think he's gonna poop in the pool. He's almost there, right? So I get them, and my wife's like, what the hell is this? So I put them on, I show it, it goes under a swim diaper, and you can wash it, so you can use it as many times as you want. He's not gonna poop in the pool, he's good. So of course, the first day we go, he 2 minutes before his swim class, he goes, Daddy, I'm pooping. He's about to jump in the pool. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't have any wipes with me, whatever. So you're really pooping. And that whole thing where I'm trying to save the environment is coming back to me. And I should just spent the $15 and got the disposable diapers again. But
panic? Do you grab him and get him out of there immediately, or do you just let it happen? What do you do?
I told him, I said, if you wait till after class to poop, I'll give you candy. So, which is always like,
negotiating. Don't negotiate with terrorists. He's
bargaining.
Doing it too.
No,
bargaining.
This was like, it would have been at like $1,000 mistake, or pure embarrassment.
Who knows?
The whole facility. So he didn't poop. But I'm gonna go on Amazon today and buy some more reusable ones. I can't take it anymore until he's 100% there. I'm not.
Yeah.
$1,000 mistake or a $15 fix. That's what I did then.
That's right.
You save it though, Rip. You saved it with the candy negotiation. If the turtle head was out and then it came back.
Yeah, he didn't poop, and he got Hershey Kisses in the car, so we're good.
Oh, that's
gross.
unreal.
Why
You didn't know your kid?
Yeah, that's
why that one particular?
That's all he had, man.
Hershey Kisses.
Yeah. Here's a baby Ruth.
Yeah.
It was in my pocket.
Warm.
The other one though, I have another one if you guys want, is with
Yeah, please.
my 5-year-old he just turned 5. He's starting to get really into Star Wars. Like everyone's seen Star Wars. There's so many movies growing up. I'm actually one of the people that have never really watched Star Wars, but I want to seem cool to him. So he's starting to ask all these questions about. I mean, I don't know like the most basic things. So every time he asks a Star Wars question, I'll deflect it to my wife or someone else in the room, and I'll be, oh yeah, like Obi-Wan slashed Anakin's legs, and that's why he became Darth Vader. You know, like the most basic stuff. And then the other day we're visiting my nephew at college, and so he's peppering him with Star Wars questions, and I'm just acting like I know everything. And I'm like, I know all about Star Wars, of course. I haven't seen any Star Wars, like barely in my life. So he asked about the Emperor, and I go, oh, yeah, Emperor Strikes Back, and just like,
The Emperor wears no clothes.
Yeah, he's naked, like, but Vader doesn't say anything.
I know that I have the basic enough knowledge to pass it off, like I know Star Wars, but I'm gonna have to sit and watch him with him. It'll be the first time for me and for him. So
it's the same thing when you're doing like it's the same thing with people. Everyone's talking about sports, and you're like, yeah, man, dunking and shooting threes and football. Oh yeah.
He's a winner. He's got a lot of upside, right? Yeah, there's always
lots of upside.
Well, enjoy Star Wars for the first time. You're gonna watch that first one and go, did they not have fight choreography in the 70s? Or
Kevin, how often do you fake the funk? Like, how often do you fake know stuff to your kids? Like, do you do that, or do you just let them know Dad doesn't know?
I think I go with Dad doesn't know most of the time. Sometimes it gets you out of a situation by admitting you don't know it, because they're just like, my daughter will just be like, why do volcanoes form? And I was like, let's look that up later.
Because by the time later comes around, you'll probably forget you even asked me that question, and I won't have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a quick one from this week. My daughter's 3. My son is good. He's 6. He can go to the bathroom by himself. My daughter's 3, has no interest in potty training. Up until recently, we were like, you know what? We just got to do cold turkey. Like, diaper is coming off unless it's nap time or unless you're going to bed. Other than that, though, it's coming off. I know it's going to be a rough. It's like a rough 3 or 4 days. A lot of cleaning up accidents and all that kind of stuff. Simple. This is a simple one, but this is the one that happened to me this week. I put my daughter down for her nap. I just wasn't thinking about it, and I put her to bed just in underwear. And I mean, pissed everywhere, pissed in her sheets, soaked all the way through, all the way down to the pad. Like, everything had to come out. My wife was, this happens a lot. Like, sometimes we'll recognize it. Other times it's like, I didn't necessarily realize that happened until, because like, I think I left and then came back, and my wife's like, it's all torn apart. It's in the wash already. Like, and so she's dealing with it.
She dealt with the whole thing.
And so she's like, well, there's your dumb dad moment this week. It's like, she knew what it was. Like,
she served it up to you too.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, she peed everywhere. I mean, on everything.
Would you prefer pee? Would you prefer pee in the pool or in the bed?
Pee in the pool?
Or poo in the pool like rips, or poo in the bed?
Poo in the bed, man.
Poo
in the bed, man. You don't want to have that kid that took a dump at the public pool.
Yeah.
I don't want to involve anyone else.
You're a football guy. To me, that just seems like an own goal on your part.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an own goal. Everyone's watching. You just did it right there, and you can't do anything, and you can't take it back. You can't put it back in.
Yeah. I'll take poop in my bed before
you said 80%, and it sounds like Evan's almost there. What does that mean? That just means accidents, maybe. It's kind of like maybe like an older person again is 80%.
Yeah, like the big thing is can they go with, can they hold it, right? Or do they like need a potty like within 5 seconds of realizing they have to pee? So yeah, he's 80% of the way to being able to hold it for a little bit.
But kids don't. Like, my son still does this. He's 6. He waits until like he has to go to his body's like, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
He doesn't think like, I might have to go. I'm gonna try to. It's like, and we're a 1-bathroom household, and so if I'm sitting there, my wife's sitting there, whatever, he comes like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, I'm currently defecating. What do you want me to do about it? Like, get out of here. You shouldn't wait until. Don't wait until it's an absolute emergency.
Mm-hmm.
But with boys, I mean, they can pee anywhere. It's the poop that you have to like be able to hold a little bit, right?
Like, I know, but it's worse. And I feel so bad. But any time you're in a situation where your kid's like, I gotta go poop, I really gotta go poop, you're like, oh man. That sucks for you because like we're not close to a bathroom.
Your stomach's gonna hurt for a little bit.
My 2-year-old's about 80% there as well. He still wears like diapers for naps and bedtime, but I took him to the zoo and almost had a dumb dad moment where
Yeah.
I was there, we're walking around, so he's in underwear and we're walking around and then he's just like grabbing himself. That's like that's his trigger right there. I was like, oh, he's got to go to the bathroom. I was like, do you have to go to the bathroom? Let's go find a bathroom. And he didn't argue with me. He was just like, all right. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's got to go. So get in your stroller. So he gets in his stroller and I'm walking and I know the bathroom's towards the front gate. So now I'm just walking back towards the front gate. And now because I'm an idiot, I look at my watch and go, it's getting late. We should probably just go home. Not like just forgot about that he had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you didn't have to go to the bathroom.
I forgot. And I just like got in the car, strapped him in, packed everything up. I was like, this was a great day at the zoo.
It's like 25 minutes to your house.
It's like a 25-minute drive from my house.
Day at the zoo.
And we're driving and like as soon as I get on the highway, he just goes, I'm peeing my pants. And I just went, yeah, man, just go. Just let it out. This is 1000% my fault.
It's on me.
Got home.
Full ownership.
Got home.
Take that loss.
He was totally dry. He
just
didn't go. He held it.
Thought he was peeing his pants.
He thought he was. He wasn't
Oh.
doing it. And then as a reward, I let him pee in the backyard, which is like his favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
This is like favorite thing in the world.
As a reward.
Mine too. Actually, my
Did
wife.
you join him?
My wife still gets mad at me when I do that, but it's like my backyard. It's like one of the best things about any life. Okay.
It's good for the plants.
Yeah, we have 2 bathrooms in my house. One of them is exclusively my father-in-law's. So we only have the one bathroom. And yeah, and same end of the night. I'm gonna go lock up the garage and go to the bathroom.
And water the plants.
No, but my actual dumb dad moment was like a couple days ago. I had to record a podcast or something with Evan, and I knew I was like, well, I have like 40 minutes before I have to do that. And I said to my son, I was like, you want to go for a bike ride? And he's like, yeah. And I love going for a bike ride with my son because it's like I used to do it with my daughter when I lived in New York. I rode my bike everywhere. I like lived in Queens and I rode into the city like every day for work. It was like the best. So I love riding my bike. And so I was like, all right, hop on. So we hop on and I noticed like, the back tire is low. It's not flat, but it's low. And I was like, I'm going to find a bike shop and we're just going to ride there, fill it up and then come back. So I look up a bike shop on my phone and I start riding there and we get there. It's not a bike shop. What the hell, Google? Just 100% wrong. It's just not, that's not the business that is there.
I love that it's not even closed or out of business. It just wasn't even a bike shop.
It was a whole like office. It was like a whole office park, like strip thing of all like office buildings.
So
It's not like it was a bike spot and it's gone.
It couldn't maybe be a bike shop there. There's no way there's a bike shop there.
I was like, these guys make rivets or something. I don't know.
You guys have,
The pipe shop is.
Yeah.
you guys have a bike shop on your roof, dude. I know that's a dumb question, but
So I found another one also close and I like looked and made sure and I was like, oh, okay, this one's legit. So I ride there. Now by this point, it did have a flat tire. And now I'm just thumping along and I have to like get to this
You're
thing.
supposed to meet me doing a
Supposed
podcast.
to meet you. And now I'm at a bike shop and they're like, yeah, this back tire is shredded, man. We got to replace the whole thing. So I had to call my wife and be like, can you come pick me up? And like now stop working because she works from
Can
home.
you come pick me up like 5 minutes ago?
And she's like, I thought you were going for a quick bike ride. Why? I'm looking on my phone where you are. You're really far away. And I was like, yeah, I just kept moving the goalposts and just kept riding farther and farther away. So I had to have mom pick me up.
Was confidence lost in your son? Or you had your son on the bike?
He was on the
both-
back. Yeah, he was
Right,
on like the little
back.
back seat attached
So
to
you
me.
were the guy on the road chomping on what's clearly a flat tire with the kid on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely like passed some dude who was like going to his truck and did one of those like
Like double takes.
and just smiling at me.
Yeah.
Like you look like an idiot.
Dumb Dad Podcast. Give us a follow.
Yeah. This is content. I'm making content.
Yeah.
I'm a content creator and
Yeah.
a content liver.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what it's all about, is just finding a little bit of normalcy in parenting, whether or not it was your dad or you're the
Mhm.
dad or you're the parent or whatever. That's what we found too. Is this we made a podcast for dads, and all kinds of parents listen to us and follow our videos and everything, and it's all very universal. The mistakes that we make, it's not just because we're dads, it's just because you're a parent. But man, we've done a lot of them.
It's so good. And even just comedy as a whole is the funniest stuff is like, it's funny because it's true. and you guys are
Yep.
just flooded with that daily, all of you.
Yep.
And I gotta say, man, it's just getting the stories. I do feel real good. Like I'll read the text message and it'll be like, yeah, you know, we threw up in the car and then a temper tantrum and then a stranger thought I was trying to steal a kid. And then I go sit
Yeah.
on my couch and I'll watch like Sports Center, you know, and I'll just think, damn, that sounds tough for you guys. So it's respect, but I don't even know, man. It's one of those moments where, you know, I don't know if other humans even think they can do it until they're in the moment, and then we're doing it. So content for days. I think it's the funniest shit as a non-parent because it's you guys are gonna have to beat me on that. I was trying to be non-sweary, so there's a beep.
No, that's fine.
we
It's all good. I
Your
said
future-
we only put them in
It's
there
a
if we
beep.
need them, so it's a beep. It's just a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
beep.
There you go. But it's even for the non-parents, man, it's just such good content, and I'm excited to. I think Rip actually really learns from you too. I don't know if that's
good.
discussed in your house
That's
or
that's really bad, but
Yeah, that's really bad because the first
learn
thing we
from
tell
your
everybody is we are
mistakes.
not
Yeah.
an advice account. We are not on an. This is we instead of showing by example, we show
it's like
how we
watching.
screwed it up.
That might
like-
be something to add in, like all the financial guys, like we are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. Maybe that might be a tagline to put in.
Yeah.
We're
and
not
a
professional
sponsorship opportunity, maybe a lawyer, maybe a child
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah.
personal
Let's
injury.
let's piggyback off that though. Let's talk about your podcast real quick. Give our listeners a description of like.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, so we're
Give
the
us the
One Star Recruits. One Star Recruits podcast. Our hook is that we're one stars. None of us have any athletic ability whatsoever. We'd never be recruited in anything. DK, he like shot 0 for 10 in a challenge we had, a basketball challenge that he posted. He posted on our Instagram, which is for the full world to see. But
That's
so we're the One
fantastic.
Star Recruits.
Well, I
And
thought I could make 6. I was really confident I could make 6.
You thought you were gonna go like 6 for 10. You were over 10.
Super confident. Too
Yeah, but-
confident. Overconfident sometimes kills it.
And he had this crazy like waddle. He just had back surgery. He was like waddling around the court. So everyone was commenting on that. They didn't even realize he went 0 for 10. They were just focused on his waddle. But
Oh, man.
yeah. So we interview 5-star athletes, entertainers from all walks of life. We have people like Dikembe Mutombo, Tim Hardaway, Dick Vitale. Every week we come out every Wednesday. And yeah, that's our show. You can find us at One Star Recruits anywhere on social. And One Star Recruits anywhere on all the major podcasts.
That's super fun. That's such a good. That's
so
such a great
cool.
concept. I know I screwed your name up at the beginning, but One Star Recruits is such a funny name for that, considering you talked to all these like superstars.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it. We don't do the normal kind of talk about, you know, the normal stuff. We want to know what they're eating in the morning or how they're maintaining a good relationship with their wives or a lot of kid stuff, man. I think there's probably some
Yeah.
collab stuff because a lot of these athletes and entertainers at the end of the day, once you peel everything back, they're dads, you know, going through the
I
same
think-
stuff.
Yeah, I think once we released that press conference video, we've done a couple of them. I think a lot of athletes probably thought like, that's funny that they're gonna think, oh, that's what I do. I do those all the time. You know, that was kind of the idea behind it.
They're watching you perform now in what looks like, you know, it's like a crazy movie when it's like reverse, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's everything.
They're watching you guys do it. It's like a crazy.
Yeah, it's all flipped.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
That's awesome, guys. Well, we usually end our podcast with a dad joke, but we are gonna hand that off to you guys.
We want to hear your
dad.
dad jokes because we've told like 95 in a row and none of them have been good.
I've been saving a couple, man. I'm on a chain with my shout out to my father-in-law. He's classic, you know, bad joke teller.
You
And,
got dad jokes for days.
he ruins text message chains regularly. No responses. You know, I'll give him a thumbs up or a cry face sometimes if it's been like 3 hours of no response.
Yeah.
Let me kick it off though. I've been holding it in. Okay, I have
Yeah.
two.
Let's hear it.
Come
Let's
back
hear
to
it.
me. I'll do my first one because it's an just a little intro. Then I'm gonna finish with one that you know, I'll finish with. First
It really
one.
speaks to you.
Shit. Now I'm on the first one.
Okay.
Where do bad rainbows go?
Where do bad rainbows go?
The color guard.
George Patton.
Patton?
Nope. Rip, you got a guess?
Maui? I don't know.
Maui? That's like my wife puts up below her Instagram pictures when she's trying to think of a caption. It's the sunset. Where do bad rainbows go? Prism, but it's a light sense.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
There it is.
Yeah, there it is.
One
Hype
star,
for
one star
nothing.
joke.
Take the mic. Take the mic. Nas, what you got? Give him a better one than that one.
All right. Do you guys want to hear a pizza joke?
Yes.
Yep.
Never mind. It's too cheesy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, man, this is getting bad. It's
That's
getting
good.
Go. That
Too
is.
cheesy.
That joke
God.
actually was used to great success on my second date with my now wife. So
Hell yeah.
So say what you want about that joke, but
Yeah.
it worked.
yeah,
For
it worked. So you know,
You only needed
Yeah,
that one
They're
laugh.
made for each other.
you only needed one
You
laugh.
only needed one laugh.
Were
You
you
got it.
eating pizza, Nas? Did you do it while eating pizza?
no. First, I asked her if she was an axe murderer, just to settle the ice. And then once I was convinced
Awesome.
that she was not, and I learned that she liked pizza, that was the joke that I went with. So
She didn't walk out. She didn't walk out, and you knew it was on after
she
that
did
one.
not. She did not. So
Did
it was
she ask,
it was a big risk, but it worked out.
Did she ask you if you were an axe murderer in return?
I probably look like the least threatening guy out there, so I think that she was pretty secure in that I wasn't.
Yeah.
But did you say your second date or your second wife?
Second, whoa, no,
Oh, okay. Fine.
second date.
Second wife, and no, I'm not an axe murderer.
Right, Rip, blow their minds, man. Dad joke. What do you got?
Give us something. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with
Bring the
this.
heat.
This is a definite dad joke and sticking with our poop theme. Why did Tigger stick his head in the toilet?
Find poo.
To look for poo.
Yeah.
go.
for
Oh,
Phil.
the punchline was guessed. Okay, let me stick with the fart
Yeah.
and poo one. I farted on my wallet the other day.
You
Needed
farted
gas
on your-
money.
I say it again. I didn't hear what you said. Say it again. Do it again.
I farted on my wallet the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I needed gas money.
Oh.
My timing was not even comedic.
We're gonna cut
don't
it in
need timing
clean like
for
that
dad
because I thought
jokes.
you said I farted on my wall the other day.
Well, for a guy who's been like
What?
pent up, ready to release these dad jokes, they flop pretty bad, DK.
That was a flop.
That
All
was-
right,
That's a dad
let me
joke.
go with my number one hitter. Always worked. Okay.
Okay.
You guys might know it because okay. What did Captain Kirk find in the toilet?
What?
The captain's log.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the
We're
thing.
1 stars, everybody. 1
One
star.
star.
recruit.
One star dad jokes.
Can you guys give us one as the professionals? We're on the show. I'm so excited.
No, they're all.
That's
That's the thing. They're all terrible.
They're all
Yeah, they're all
terrible.
terrible.
I saw some are pretty good. You guys can hit us with one. You got one off the tip.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of my favorite jokes. I don't know if it's really a dad joke. It's just one of my favorite jokes. You say to somebody, "Okay, I know the secret to comedy, okay, and I'll tell you. The only thing is, you got to ask me. Ask me the secret to comedy, and I'll tell you what it is.
What's the secret?
Timing. It's timing."
That's really good.
I really like that joke because no one expects what it's going to be because you're on the hook thinking like, oh, I'm going to hear, not that they think they're going to hear the secret to comedy, but as soon as you raise the stakes like that, it's like, oh, gee, I don't know. What could it be?
That's
Yeah.
gonna be the joke though that you tell like when you're 70 and everyone's like, we know you're just gonna interrupt us, Grandpa.
You can only hear it once.
I think the alternative. I think the alternative would be to wait just the right amount of time to where they think like you're not going to say something and then do it.
It's
Okay.
got shades of interrupting cow.
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Well, Rip, DK, Nas, thank you guys so much. Everyone, subscribe right now to the 1 Star Recruits podcast. That's right. I said it right.
Yeah, you said it right. And you guys are on the ground.
We got
You're on
this
Instagram
just
too?
in case anybody's Notre Dame football fans. I know they're like all over TV and stuff. We have the running back this week. This kid Kyron Williams, he's amazing. We got a Denver Nuggets
sweet.
rookie on next week. So
Sick.
all
Sweet,
kinds
that's
of
awesome.
sports and yeah, little things like, you know, what the hell they're doing to be great. And we try to mix it in. Our goal at the end of this podcast is to have fun. The only things we're experts in is talking about ourselves. So you'll hear about how much we are 1 stars at life, pretty much trying to be 5 stars, but also trying to mix in, leave our podcast with a little bit to take home and something you can do to get a little bit better every day.
1 Star Dads is probably a better name than we should have thought of that.
Marketable. You and Bluey, but you guys are really great. I think I mean,
you.
I think that down the line there's so many future collabs, especially in the sports world. So we'll keep friending, and any way we can help with the pod, and maybe a play date has to get set up, Rip. Maybe you got to do an intro and get the kids over there. Maybe we can set them. I don't know how that works as a non-parent, if you just drop them in a room and hope for the best, but
Stomp Rockets, baby.
Stomp Rockets.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we appreciate that. Thank you guys for joining us, and yeah, for real, we'll keep in touch. We'll chat again soon, I'm sure.
For sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Well, that was fun, buddy.
That was great. Thanks again to the One Star Recruits podcast for hanging out with us.
What a fun chat. And hey, check out our appearance on their podcast, One Star Recruits podcast.
Yes. And
on the Believe Network.
To them, but subscribe to us too.
It was really fun. They kind of did some, they found us on TikTok, and so they did some kind of sports dad chat, like trivia mashup stuff. It was fun. We took the quiz. It was a fun quiz. On their podcast.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good.
So
I think we didn't do very well, but it was fun.
I made up all the answers. Thanks for listening, guys. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter @DumbDadPod. Join the Dumb Dad Club on Facebook, and then also subscribe to our YouTube page.
Subscribe to our YouTube page, and if you're
Which
watching
is
this
The
on
Dumb
YouTube,
Dads.
if you're
The
watching
Dumb
this on
Dads.
YouTube, hit the bell for the notifications. And what do they say? What do the kids say? They say, hold on, smash that like button.
Smash it.
Smash the like button like it's a potato.
Well, I got enough dad jokes from the One Star Recruits podcast.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
With that, okay, bye.
Sorry, bye.